Now, more Nigerians are now speaking up against the closure of schools in some northern states due to the Ramadan fast. The Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria has condemned the decision by some northern state governments to close all schools during the Ramadan period, describing the policy as counterproductive. More so, the National Chief Imam of Al-Habibiyya Islamic Society, Imam Fuad Adeyemi, faulted the 5-week closure of schools for the Ramadan fast by some northern state governments, including Bauchi, Katsina, Kano, and Kebbi. Joining us now on the show is Dr. Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi, Executive Director of Patriots for Advancement of Peace and Social Development. Good morning, Dr. Shinkafi, and welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the morning show program.
Well, Dr. Shinkafi, the Christian Association of Nigeria has protested, saying that Nigeria has about 18.5 million children out of school. And the bulk of that figure, comes from the north. And also that education, it's a basic right for every Nigerian child. And therefore, that it is wrong for the states of Bauchi, Kebbi, Kano, and Katsina to say that children should not go to school for 5 weeks. And I think Katsina State says it has some special arrangements for students who have to write school cert. Now there are also, non-Christian leaders, Islamic clerics, who have said this is absolutely wrong and that education should not be limited by religious practices. You know the issue. We have spelled it out. Where do you stand?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I know the issue. First and foremost, I want to ally myself with the position of those who stand against education in accordance with the Islamic injunction. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his tradition, make seeking for education for both female and male Muslim as compulsory. So going by the Islamic teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I am against the closure of school due to the spiritual practice of Ramadan. The Saudi Arabia Islamic practices, even the glorious Holy Quran was revealed to Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Cape of Hira, in Saudi Arabia and Mecca. This Saudi Arabia and other Arab nations only adjust the time of school during the month of Ramadan. So they go to school and also practice their spiritual month of Ramadan. So I'm not in support of what Kebbi State did, Kaduna State, Katsina State, and Bauchi State, and also what the other state, I think Katsina, Kano, Kebbi, and Bauchi State. It's very wrong. They are drawing the educational sector backward. I've been looking at the issue of insecurity, mostly in Katsina and Kebbi State. It is very wrong for these states to close down schools for a period of 5 weeks. And like in Zamfara State is mostly affected by insecurity. But the state government have not, just 2 days ago, they have finished their second term examination. They have not adjusted their timetable. They have not adjusted their academic calendar. But if the state academic calendar align with the period of Ramadan, maybe if it align, whether it is that time they are to close, like Zamfara now, it has aligned with the month of Ramadan, but they continue the exams for second term. Just 2 days ago on Tuesday, they closed down the school because they have finished the second term. They will go for break till after Salah.
Okay. Now, I know the Minister...
So
Okay, the Minister of State for Education, Suwaiba Ahmad, of course, has weighed in, and she said all she can really do, of course, because we know the federal government does not control education in the states, all she can do is appeal to the governors of these states. Do you think that there's any further action that can be taken beyond appealing to these governors? Because this is a fundamental issue that we're facing.
Yeah, it's a serious fundamental issue, but if you look at it today, I think the Ramadan is starting. So almost Ramadan is about to, in the next, maybe in the next 1 week, it's about rounding off. We have gone to the second stage of Ramadan, the second stage of Ramadan. After 10 days, the 10 days have been divided into 3. Another first 10 days, second 10 days, and last 10 days. So we're now in the middle of the month of Ramadan, going by the 30 days. So even if they have now called back the children back to school or the student back to school, it has not much minimal effect because they have already wasted more than 2 weeks, and this thing have not been reversed back. They have not rescinded in their decisions. It's very wrong, and I'm not in support of it.
Okay. What even?
And most of the states in northern Nigeria, we have 19 northern states, including Abuja, 20. Most of these states where that's predominantly Muslim, they only adjust the time of the school, and they are going to school, also practicing their religion. Fasting is one of the pillars of Islam, but that does not mean that it will stop you from doing another practice.
Okay.
Or doing your job.
Okay. So the interesting thing is a state like Kano that is quite very cosmopolitan. Would you say it's a failure of leadership for that even to be muted in the first place? And I say that because a state like Kano in 1983 did win a UNESCO Literacy Award. This was over 40 years ago, at the time of Rimi. So is this a downgrade from that height a state like Kano had achieved in the past, over 40 years ago? Because I'm not sure in the times of Rimi, during a season like this, they shut down schools. So is it a case of leadership pandering to other sentiments now? Or what is it really? Because it's inexplicable.
Yeah, it is on the part of the bad governance. Let me put it that way. It is part of bad governance because each and every governor must have a very good foresight. Looking at education is one of the cornerstones of development of every society, and one of the root factors of insecurity, poverty, is lack of education. And it is when you have an educated child, then you have a better society. If we want to build a better society for our children, we must improve in our education. So Kano is one of overpopulated or highly populated states in the northern Nigeria or in Nigeria, having now queued in this wrong decision. I think it is very wrong for a state like Kano, which has a highest number of school dropout. And they have a lot of institutions, they have a lot of private universities and other tertiary institutions. For them to close down the school, it can even help in increasing the social bias in the state. Because instead of these children to be going to school, they will now be engaged into some criminality or other societal violence, looking at the size of the population in Kano. So the governor should rescind his decision, looking at the size of the population, and he should also copy from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and other Islamic nations. Up to now, the children have been going to school. So there's no reason why a highly populated state like Kano will now have such a decision, such a wrong decision in going to close the school. Ramadan is compulsory. It's one of the obligatory or pillar of Islam. If anybody feel that he want to go to school, he doesn't want to pass, it's let him, he will bear the consequences. He has to also abide by the teachings, tradition, custom, and the practice of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are categories of people who are exempted from fasting. Going to school people have not been exempted from fasting. So you have no reason why you should even close school for the first place. No reason. Other people have been going to school. 5 weeks of not going to school is going to be highly societal danger. Look at the size of population in Nigeria.
Okay, Dr. Shinkafi, 2 issues. Section 38 of the 1999 Constitution talks about the freedom of thought, religion, and conscience. So people can believe whatever they want to believe in. But the same Constitution, at Section 10, says that there shall be no state religion in Nigeria or in any part of the Federation, because Nigeria is conceived by the lawmakers as a secular state. Now, why is it that nobody has taken these states to court, or any individual in the north, taking either Bauchi or Kebbi or Kano, or Katsina to court to say that what they have done is unconstitutional and it is illegal? That's one question. 2, why is it that these state governors, who will probably claim to be enlightened, have not seen the fact that those state schools, that there are Christians also in those states going to school? Does that not amount to an infringement on the fundamental rights of particularly those Christian students to go to school? What do you think?
Yeah, going by section, is that section 30, you say, or section 30? Is that section 30 or section?
I said 38, section 38, section 10. Those are the relevant sections.
Going by the prohibition of, prohibition of section 30 of the Nigerian 1999 Constitution, as amended, it has spelled out the right to religion and right of association, right to speech. So going by that prohibition, the Christian community in the northern Nigeria, or in those affected states, their rights have been breached, going by a provision of that constitution. Because in the course of practicing your own religion as a Muslim, you cannot also infringe the right of other religion. So it is very wrong. And but if you look at the size of Christian also in Kano, KB, and the Bauchi state, and all the other states, KB, Katsina state, and Kano state, is in large number. Even part of Katsina, there is also some local government or community which is predominantly Christian. So it is even KB, part of KB in Zulu Emirate, 5 of them are also predominantly Christian. I think going by the provision of section 38 of Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, their right has been breached by the state governors. And also going by section also 10 of 1999 Constitution as amended, also gave state the right, or any other person, even if we wish to go and worship stone, or you worship wood, nobody cares. So you have the right also to worship what you worship. And going by all these 2 sections of the Constitution, the right of these citizens or the right of the Christian community or other religion have been infringed by these state governors. So I now call on the state governors to be very vigilant of the Nigerian Constitution. The way they read the Holy Quran or Holy Bible, all the governors in Nigeria should be very, very vigilant with every content and letters of the Nigerian Constitution, so that they will not drill in the oath of office and the oath of allegiance they took as governors of the states. So because the way and the manner some of these governors behaves, they are not too conversant with the Nigerian laws. If they are very conversant, or they read the way they read Holy Quran or Holy Bible, they read Nigerian Constitution and other relevant laws, I think they will not misbehave. They will not go into wrong decisions, which now will give a room for public scrutiny, because this is very wrong. I'm a Muslim by faith, But I stand that if the Islamic practices, tradition, custom, teachings have emanated from Saudi Arabia, I think there's no reason why somebody will now say that he have closed down schools.
Shinkafi.
Even this school, their teachings also Quran there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Shinkafi, point well made. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on The Morning Show.